everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the Pink Game here at Athlete Institute. I have Relir Jefferson with me. Relir, you had a tough loss last night. What are going to be the keys today to get that victory tonight?
We got to work a little harder than the opposition today. Last night we let down a little bit, but tonight we're going to keep it up.
Fair enough. Last time Windsor Express was here in the building, you guys picked up the W. You had a big night with 19 points, 8 rebounds. What kind of performance are we going to expect tonight from you?
We want to expect a team performance tonight. Everybody's going to do well.
Fair enough. Now everyone here, you can see them in pink. Any Valentine's message for the fans?
Happy Valentine's Day, lovers.
All right, guys, everyone at home, I'm going to send you right back up to Ryan. Relir, good luck today.
And with that, I want to thank everybody here on Ace TV, out there on YouTube land. My name is Ryan Greco, and I'm going to be taking care of your color commentary today. I'm going to be joined shortly by Kelsey Wrights. And today we've got ourselves a heck of a matchup as the Windsor Express are in town, looking to turn their season around a little bit, as it seems, sitting at 6-11 right now, whereas the Orangeville A's are trying to bounce back from a very a tough loss, I guess you could say, going up against the KW Titans, leading for the majority of that game before the KW Titans took over the fourth quarter and ended up handing Orangeville their 7th loss of the season, knocking them back down to 500. Couple of notes to pass along your way before this game begins. We do have a full roster ready to go here for the Orangeville A's, but we do have a little bit of an issue. Justin Moss talking to him before the game today while he was warming up. He's got a bandage on his hand, and if you're noticing that, it's just because of a sprained pinky. But as far as the matchup of the Orangeville A's and the Windsor Express, it's going to be a doozy today. We had ourselves a very close one that the Express were able to come out on top. Last time these two teams matched up, it was a 94-85 victory for the Windsor Express. They jumped out in that first quarter, 27-11, before Orangeville jumped right back on them. And it was a hotly contested contest for the rest of that game, right up until the final minutes. And I'm just about to be joined here now by Kelsey Wright. Kelsey, how are you doing this evening?
Doing absolutely wonderful, Ryan. You mentioned the last time these two teams matched up, Orangeville A's took the L. However, the last time the Windsor Express was here in Orangeville.
Oh, here we go.
The Orangeville A's, they took the W on that one, so it is going to be a fun matchup to watch again today. Home court advantage speaks a lot in this league, and we noticed that a ton throughout the season. So home court advantage now. The A's are going to look to get that W. They're hungry for it now after yesterday. So I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, the last time they were here, these two teams matched up here in Orangeville. Jefferson, 19 points, 8 rebounds. It's huge. Again, yesterday, 18 points.
Yes.
So, I mean, his consistency stays still. Windsor down 2 guys now from a suspension last game, and 2 big guys with Clinton Springer-Williams and Nick Evans. So, I mean, that's going to hurt this team.
Oh, absolutely, especially when you consider the fact that Springer-Williams actually was a big part of the reason why that team was able to come away with the win at the time. And, I mean, what else can we really expect from this team when you've got, it's been a tough season for the Windsor Express, as I said before, when you were before you were able to get up here. And it's really just now came down to a matter of fact of the consistency of it. And really, once again, the Orangeville A's, which team are we going to get today? Are we going to get the team that kind of, I'll be honest, seemed like they kind of looked past the KW Titans in that fourth quarter yesterday and then ended up paying the price and losing the game because of it? Are we going to see that team, or are we going to see the team that played the first 3 quarters that, despite the turnovers that they were giving up, were able to consistently hit some big shots and were able to consistently, hold on to that lead right up until the fourth?
Yeah, and the fourth quarter is going to be a fun one to watch because, yes, Orangeville A's have notoriously not been great in that fourth quarter. We saw that yesterday, but also because fatigue will set in for this 9-player roster for Windsor tonight.
And when you have a short bench, I don't care who you are in this league, that can come back to bite you, as you know.
Especially because, there's 2 point guards now for the Orangeville A's. They can run and gun with the best of them. We've seen Alex Johnson, Anthony Harris, Jameson Tipping for that matter. A lot of the guards out here, Nick Wiggins, can really get going in that kind of fast break, fast-paced game.
Absolutely, and you even look at it last game, Relir Hollis Jefferson was actually bringing the ball up for a couple of sets as well. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to call his own number again, kind of in the same way he was doing in that last game.
Only time will tell now. Only time will tell. A couple other people missing now from the Windsor Express, just trades, injury. Lester Prosper, that he gave the Orangeville A's a tough time in the paint when they were in Athlete Institute last time. He's now gone. Wally Ellenson was also one of those shooters that lit it up here in this gym earlier in the season. Again, he's gone now. So the Windsor Express is a different team than the Orangeville A's fans, the Orangeville A's saw last time they were here.
Absolutely, and when you add in the fact as well that, this is a team that needed to make some changes. They're sitting last in the conference at 6-11. Not the year that they were expecting at all. When you consider that this is a team that's always consistently making it to the postseason. So when you have those kinds of seasons around you, then you can always expect big changes, as Orangeville A's fans know from last season and how the Orangeville A's were able to perform. This year, every move that they've made has been an upgrade. Will it be the same for the Windsor Express? Well, that's something that we're going to find out tonight.
Yeah, Juan Padalo, DeAndre Thomas, a lot of new names coming up here. And again, a couple guys not playing, which are big losses for the Orangeville A's guys. We're 6 seconds away now from the pregame, which is about to start. National anthem, starting lineups. If you're just tuning in now, the Orangeville A's in their pink night tonight, wearing their pink camo jerseys. They're going to take on the Windsor Express here at Athlete Institute. They took a L yesterday against KW Titans, and now they're coming back to get the victory tonight,
That's right.
at least trying to. Guys, we will be right back after the starting lineup and the national anthem. Welcome back to A's TV. Kelsey Wright, Ryan Greco here, bringing you the A's versus Windsor Express game here at Pink Day at Athlete Institute.
That's right. People are out here giving a little bit of support to breast cancer awareness as here we are in the Pink Day. I must say, Kelsey, I'm a huge fan of the pink digital camo.
Hey,
uniforms.
I'm a big fan of pink, period. It's not even Wednesday today, and I get to see them wear pink. I get to wear pink. Life is good.
and even just the jersey on the front of it with the Orangeville on it, it's very creative.
Cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in now, it is Orangeville A's taking on the Windsor Express. This is their second game of the weekend here at home. Last night took the L to KW, looking to redeem themselves now with a W here against Windsor. Last time these two teams matched up, Windsor won it. Last time these two teams matched up here at home, Athlete Institute, the Orangeville A's took it. So now they're looking for a little bit of a rubber match here. Again, Orangeville A's desperate for a win tonight here at home. It's going to be Windsor ball right now to start.
And that's what it's all about. Getting that revenge, if you will, and also getting yourselves back on track and getting above 500.
They're sitting right at 500. So this one is either going to make or break the record, really.
Absolutely. Well said.
Here's Brown now. Quinnell Brown, that corner three that was so deadly yesterday. We saw KW go off from that exact same spot. That's going to be the first three of the game.
You look at Relier Hollis Jefferson looking like he did everything he could. Nice find inside there, though, to Justin Moss.
Beautiful little dime there by Superman Johnson as Moss puts in the first basket for the A's.
And there it is, Alex Johnson. He's got the start today over Anthony Harris. We'll see just how effective he is, because how effective was he, Kelsey, during Harris's absence?
And I mean, he gets the start today. So I mean, the coaching staff must agree. There's number one, Patillo.
Patillo trying to work the ref there a little bit, saying that he slapped his hands. So we'll see if we're going to see a future call from it otherwise.
A little bit of a battle between the big man, Justin Moss, and Juan Patillo. Stefan Nastich with his first basket of the game.
Nasty knocking it down mid-range there. Nice patience getting his defender up in the air.
Nasty. I like it.
Nasty Nastich.
Here's Patillo up top. Quinnell Brown now. He has it up top versus Justin Moss. Pulls up from beyond the arc. That one's just short. A big offensive rebound. Reset to 24 seconds now. Duncan comes off a screen. Over to Brown. Brown launches once again. That one, good. And 2 for 2 now from beyond the arc.
Something the Orangeville A's really can't afford to do early in this game right now is allowing those second chance opportunities for the Express, especially when the team is shooting this well from the field to kick off of the game.
Here's Moss now, up to Jefferson.
Nice
into Nastich. Justin Moss now back to the basket, turn around. Nothing but air on that one. As Windsor Express looks to go coast to coast. There's going to be a foul called. That one no good. The foul, I think, is going to go to Rick Bodiford.
And just one thing to bring up really quickly, Kelsey, off that last shot. Justin Moss, as he walks over to the trainer, he's got a bandage on his hand, if you're noticing on the broadcast right now. That's something he's been kind of working through that entire warm-up, but he's now officially taken it off. I was asking him about that.
Handed it over.
Yeah, no pun intended,
Get
right?
it?
So, no, he was just telling me before the game that he ended up getting a swollen pinky because of the game yesterday. Someone had hit him awkwardly while he was reaching for a ball, and he was trying to get used to the bandage on his hand, and it was his shooting hand, of course. And, of course, we see the air ball there, and after that, Moss had enough of it, and now the bandage is off.
The only lucky thing about that is that pinkies don't touch the ball when you shoot.
Yes.
So he will be okay. It's your pointer that if it's swollen, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
Here's the other end now. 10-4. The Windsor Express take a quick lead in the game. That one right out of bounds. It's going to be Windsor Express ball on the baseline.
And that's an interesting call there because it looked like it went off a Windsor defender, but obviously the referee has a much better angle than we do from up here, so we're just going to have to take his word for it.
Duncan playing the PG. Gets it over to Jerome. Right back to Duncan now. Comes off a screen. Johnson makes it for an easy pass. Giroux into Ward. Ward kicks it out to Brown. Brown slips.
Those are the worst.
That is the worst. Nothing you can do about that one as Rick Bodiford goes up for the basket. That one's good. The shot clock was not reset, so that was not a shot clock violation.
No,
Fastest 24 seconds in the world, but it is good for 2 points now, 10-6.
And how impressive of a shot is that for Bodiford when you have an unannounced horn go off in your ear as soon as you release it and to knock it down? I mean, that's just good luck and good skill.
Here's Brown now being covered real close, and you know why. 2 for 2 now from beyond the arc. Quick swing for the Windsor Express. Great defense here by Justin Moss. All hustle and heart as Giroux lets it go for the mid-range. No good. Knocked in by who else but Quinnell Brown.
Of course, Brown having a fantastic first quarter here, and unfortunately Orangeville got caught ball watching and not boxing out. Easy putback.
Moss, mid-range. Pinky ain't stopping him now.
That's right. Got the bandage off, and now you can see he's feeling it out. He's kind of squeezing it a little bit there, but a great shot nonetheless for the mid-range jumper.
Here's Giroux, turns the corner left, jams 2 hands, doesn't even have to jump.
Giroux, what an attack through the basket there. That was as impressive as we've seen I like this timeout here by Coach Brandon Lazowski of the Orangeville A's. You know, the Windsor's been doing everything right so far on this offensive end. They've made it look almost too easy getting as many buckets as they've had. And really, at the end of the day, they say, you know, offense is skill, defense is will. Not a lot of will we're seeing right now in the early going from the from the Orangeville A's.
Speaking of will, though, I do feel like they need it right now. Again, their last game was just yesterday against KW where they lost 110-98, and it was all in the fourth quarter, really. Windsor's last game was a win against the exact same team, KW 93-90, and yet they've come out with fire under them. They take the quick lead 14-8 right now over the Orangeville A's, who are, again, just desperate for the win tonight to keep them above 500. And
unfortunately, I hate to say it, but this is looking a lot more familiar with the team that was playing in the fourth quarter last night as opposed to the team that was playing in the first 3 quarters. Once again, though, I'm not complaining about the offense because the offense has been pretty solid so far to kick it off. Justin Moss getting a timely jump shot there. Nastich, like their mid-range game is working for them right now. It's just a matter now of just locking down on defense and limiting opportunities and second chance opportunities, most importantly, for the Windsor Express.
I'm sure these guys right now, after having a really close game all game yesterday, are very beaten up, a little bit bumped and bruised and swollen, like you talked about Justin Moss's finger. Whereas the Windsor Express has had a few days off now, time to kind of repair and relax and get set for this game. So you definitely see it in this first quarter, but it could just be Orangeville A's shaking it off, getting all the junk out now, getting loose, ready to go now. We're under the 8-minute mark, so hopefully we see a little burst of energy now as Alex Johnson brings it up for this pink team. Absolutely.
Well said, Kelsey. See if the energy's return to this team. It's a new day, new game, fresh start.
Plus, you're in pink. How can you not be happy, right? Here's Jefferson up top, behind the back. A little up and under. Tries to get into Nastich, but there's going to be a foul call there on Giroux.
And that's something I like to see every time now. If any opportunity, if Nastich can get in that deep consistently, let him get the ball. You're going to see guys have no choice but to try and reach in on him because he's got a considerable height advantage over a number of the forwards here for the Windsor Express.
Jefferson just can't find open space. Gets it into Moss now.
Time's running down.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Rick Bodiford, his specialty. He loves those buzzer beaters. This one doesn't fall, though. Just not enough time. 7:20 now on the clock. Windsor Express ball.
And it's a shame when you see him put those shots up because he's got such a shot style in an arc where those can drop over defenders, but just not that time.
Here's Ward driving right. A few crossovers. Continues his drive. Finds Duncan on the 45. And in that dunking spot there, Patillo can't make it go. Alex Johnson now over to Jefferson. Back to Johnson from beyond the arc. That one's good for 3.
Fantastic shot there. Great awareness by Relier to see that Johnson had nobody on him. Kicks it right back. Johnson hands out, ready to receive the ball. Effortless shot.
Duncan now up top, just a 3-point game. Over to Brown. Brown has been on fire so far in this first quarter and won't stop now. A little floater right down the middle. Good for another 2 points. They take the lead now 16-11.
Cornell Brown has been eating Relier Hollis Jefferson at the beginning of this game. We'll see if that continues. And there's Nastich once again showing he can do more than just hit up some spot-up jump shots. He's not afraid to put the ball on the floor and attack the rim if he needs to.
Nice little pump fake, got his defender up in the air, went around him into 2 defenders actually who just could not get there in time. Now he'll go to the charity stripe for 2 as a couple substitutions are made in this game. DeAndre Thomas coming in for the Windsor Express. And if Nastich makes these shots, it's going to be Slim McGee and Jamison Tipping who come on.
And once again, we're starting to see the will guys now. The guys that, you know, you've obviously got Jamison Tipping, very much of a 3-and-D specialist. You got Slim McGee. I mean, what doesn't he do in the paint? He attacks the rim. He is able to hit mid-range jumpers when he needs to. He goes after those offensive balls like, honestly, like a young Dennis Rodman at times, the way you see him attack it. And he's got the look for it.
We just got to get a few more colors in his hair.
That's right. Honestly, he's not too far behind. He's got a couple of dyes there. He's got about 3 colors in his braids, or excuse me, his dreadlocks.
He's got a pink hairband today. So he's
true.
Well coordinated.
That he is. He is a stylish man.
Here's Patillo over to Duncan. Duncan drives left. He's looking for the pass. Goes all the way around. Finds Quinnell Brown. Dishes it out to the shooter, Warren Ward. Now it's Alex Johnson over to Jefferson. Pump fake. Drives baseline. Finds Moss coming right down the middle for 2 points.
Absolutely excellent play. Jefferson, the importance of patience there. Gets his defender in the air. Attacks the basket. Sees a screening Justin Moss cutting in. Easiest bucket he's going to get all night. And easiest assist.
Darren Duncan now into DeAndre Thomas. A big steal there by the efforts of Justin Moss and Alex Johnson. Relier Jefferson with the slam.
And here we are, this Orangeville A's team now out in transition, taking their first lead of the game. And there's a lot of athleticism on the floor right now, Kelsey.
17-16 now, just over 5 minutes left to go in this first quarter. This is the first lead that Orangeville has had so far in this game as Thomas looks to back down Justin Moss. Out to Darren Duncan. Duncan for 3, it's good.
And unfortunately, once again, we're seeing a lack of covering those 3-point shots in this first quarter. The Orangeville A's, every shot that's went up that's a 3-point shot, with the exception of 1 or 2, have been wide open. And they've got to be able to remedy that.
Johnson, just long. Quinnell Brown adds a rebound to already stacked stat line.
It's having one of the best first quarters I've seen from an opponent here in the Athlete Institute.
Darren Duncan, just long, tipping down with the rebound. Here's Jefferson once again in the open court. Kicks it out to Moss. Moss over to Johnson. Can he do it again? That one just short. A great offensive rebounding effort by Relier Jefferson, who's come to play tonight with energy that is unmatched. Here he is now. He goes up again. That foul is going to go to DeAndre Thomas.
And there's that energy we just talked about, Kelsey. At the beginning of the game, that was something that we were seeing from the Windsor Express, and now with 4:16 to go in the first quarter, the Orangeville A's are the ones now going after the loose balls and getting second chance opportunities.
They just needed to stretch it out, warm up a bit.
Really?
Jefferson now at the line for 2 shots.
I don't know what Coach Lazowski said to them, but it worked. Here's Jefferson averaging 20 points a game here for the Orangeville A's, one of the top 5 scorers in the league. I mean, we've seen him score in just about every way you can imagine. He's had nights where he's gone over 50% from the 3-point line. There he is going for it again. Got
his own rebound there. Actually looks like he might have rolled his ankle just a little bit as he caught it, trying to stay in bounds. Again, if this is your first game watching Relier Jefferson, Temple University, where he averaged almost 9 points. He's played in the D-League now since 2014.
He's a guy that's going to have a long future ahead of him in basketball if he keeps going the way that he's going, regardless of what level he plays at.
Jones to Ward. Ward pulls up for the long two. Really wanting that call. Looking at the referee from the floor. Here's Tipping.
Nice pass.
Over to Anderson. Anderson for 3.
It's a great pass there. And this team, everyone's playing with their head up, Kelsey. Everyone's looking for the open man. It's a beautiful thing to watch when guys are engaged like that.
And now they've got the biggest lead so far that they've had in this game, 21-19. There's going to be an offensive foul. That one, I think, is going to go to Jake Anderson. Couple substitutions now on the floor. Wally Ellenson makes his way on, as well as Gernard Giroux is coming back onto the floor.
And this is one thing that we've had a chance to consider. Really, one thing we briefly discussed pregame was the fact that there are only 4 guys currently sitting on the bench for the Windsor Express.
Foul trouble, fatigue, all things that start to kick in. I mean, not in this first quarter. They should be okay, but later on in the game, it's going to be something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
Here's Tipping as he drives baseline. Finds Slim McGee underneath. McGee blocked by Quinnell Brown, who's having an absolute fire start to this game.
He is.
Here's Maurice Jones now. Sorry, Ryan.
No, go right ahead. Go ahead. Oh, nice find.
Beautiful dime. Even better finish there by number 1, Juan Patillo.
You know, you hear kids out there, sometimes they're just standing too still in the paint. That's what happens when you keep moving through the basket and around the paint. You eventually can get your man out of position and get an easy bucket like that.
Tipping gets his own rebound there. Kicks it out to Anderson. Anderson from the corner, just long. Giroux cleans that one.
That's got to be tough because Tipping's had a couple of really nice passes in this first quarter, and they've just not turned into buckets yet, with the exception of the one to Alex Johnson.
Ellenson, one of the best shooters in the league, and he shows his range on this one.
That was an incredible shot there. Tipping was all over him, right in his grill. Excellent execution, if you will. Great form.
Johnson drives. There's going to be a foul there on Gernard Giroux. And I think that's his second or third foul right now, Ryan. I don't know if you have the live stats for anybody who's watching at home. Live stats, you can totally check that one out from the NBL Canada website. Gernard Giroux is going to get another foul.
Giroux is sitting at his second personal.
Johnson nails the first.
Alex Johnson, former NC State Wolfpack player, Canadian, of course. You know,
also known as the guy who proposed to his girlfriend online. Everyone has seen that video if you're a Canadian basketball fan.
That's right.
Here's Maurice Jones now up top. On the right-hand side, over all the big man out there wearing pink. Can't go, though, as Alex Johnson dishes out to Jake Anderson. Back to Johnson now in the corner.
Oh, nice find there.
Finds the open lane right down the middle. Ties the game up now, 24-24, 140 in the first quarter.
It was a perfect effort there by Alex Johnson. Gets his defender out of position, almost leaving his feet. As soon as he got the space, right to the basket.
Wallison, someone you can't leave open from beyond the arc. That one, a rare miss from the big man.
Yeah, absolutely. But once again, we're starting to see the A's lock down just a little bit on the perimeter.
Jefferson finds Tulloch for the jam.
Great find, and once again, we're seeing a lot of short, easy passes on the inside. Once guys are out of position, the A's are finding their men open, and that's why they get a lead right now.
Ellenson drives, dishes now. That one no good. Giroux comes down with it. He gets the bucket and the foul. He's going to go to the line now for just one shot.
Giroux with the end one there, showing off that length and that hustle.
That foul goes to Alex Johnson. Just his first personal foul, but he is going to take a seat on the bench with Justin Moss. Nick Wiggins in for the Orangeville A's.
Gernard Giroux from Tulane University, standing 6'10", 235 pounds. Very long and lanky
graduated
guy.
just 2015, so he's a very young guy at Tulane. Averaged 7.6 points and 5.5 rebounds.
See, that's just one of those guys coming fresh out of university, wants to play a little bit closer to home, has the
and
opportunity.
by close to home, New Orleans. I wonder if he's going to go home for the All-Star game.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Jamison Tipping with the basket.
Jamison Tipping's doing a little bit of everything right now, getting in the grill of players on the perimeter, finding some nifty passes. He's looked incredibly engaged in this first quarter. It's a very promising sign to see.
Just over 30 seconds now left to go. Giroux out to Ellenson. Wally Ellenson can't get it, but Jamison Tipping pulls down the rebound. 20 seconds now on the clock. He looks to go coast to coast, kicks it out to Nick Wiggins. Wiggins for three.
You know, if half of his passes turned into buckets, Tipping would have about 6 assists right now in this first quarter.
Like you said, doing just a little bit of everything. Speaking of everything, the Orangeville A's got to defend for 6 more seconds. And that's the first quarter. At the end of the first, the Orangeville A's lead the way 31-27.
Say real briefly, A's came out looking a little flat, and then as soon as that timeout happened, they've looked engaged. Even though they haven't necessarily been playing as great defense as they'd want to be, they're still finding ways to score on the offensive end, and they're getting stops when they need them. We'll be right back.
Welcome back now to second quarter action at the end of the first. The Orangeville A's lead the way 31-27. Here's Nastich from the top, just short. Ellenson down with that board now, Maurice Jones.
Nastich looking like he was leaning just a little bit forward for that three-point shot there.
Ellenson drives, dishes out to Jones. Jones now resetting, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looks to come off a screen, kicks out to Ellenson. Ellenson, a step back. Back to Jones now, who launches from beyond the arc, and with 1 second on the shot clock, it's good for 3.
That's the second time the Windsor Express have been able to execute that full 24 seconds and end up with a three-pointer because of it. And their hot shooting continues, Kelsey.
Speaking of hot shooting, here's Nick Wiggins now. Tries to dish it, but Giroux gets his hand on it. Jamison Tipping from the volleyball attack line. It's good for about 6 points, but I think he'll only get 3.
Yeah, I mean, set it up, followed through with his hands. What more could you ask for from a deep shot like that?
Here's Thomas out to Giroux. Giroux looking for the answer. That one doesn't fall. And it's Anderson who pulls down the rebound.
There's just one thing I want to say very quickly, Kelsey, is the only way you can even make those shots is by making sure your form is absolutely perfect on it. And Tipping's was just there. Elbow locked in, fully extended on the shot. That's a big shot right there.
Nastich looking to answer with just an impressive shot. Gets it from just above the foul line.
A little bit more within Nastich's range, if you will.
Just over 10 minutes now left to go in this first half. Here's Jones over to Moffitt. Knocked out of his hands. He's going to have to start his dribble here. Back over to Jones now. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Comes off a screen. Little hesitation. Spin move. Another buzzer beater for Jones. You can see why Jones was so successful in college. One of the shortest, but one of the best guys out here that we've seen.
Jones, I mean, he's the first guy I've seen in about 4 games able to successfully pull that spin move without traveling, so it goes to give you an idea of how great his footwork is.
Yeah, he was the 2011 Pac-12 all freshman team, actually, when he played at USC. 13 points per game, 11 assists per game. He was a really, really, really good player.
There
and
he
again, USC is not a school to scoff at whatsoever. He only stands at 5'7", however, so definitely the shortest guy here as he makes his way onto the foul line for this one. Unfortunately, he was academically ineligible in his last year, so school is done for him. Ended up coming over here into the NBL Canada League. Now he's playing professional and playing very well for this Windsor team so far this year.
Absolutely, well said, Kelsey. And you even look, can we add Fearless as part of his repertoire, attacking Stefan Nastic the way that he did at the rim there just to get himself to the line? Very impressive player, extremely explosive.
Nastic standing at 7 feet tall again. Jones standing at just 5'7", so a big height difference there. And yes, Fearless to go right after him. And he made it count as Giroux gets the block from behind on Anderson.
There's Anderson, thought he had some daylight, but Giroux just showing, I mean, you take a look at Giroux right now, you just see how incredibly long his arms are. He just reached back and said, nope, not today. Hands are nearly hanging down to his knees.
16 now on the shot clock. Wiggins drives middle, gets it to Nastic. And here's Jamison tipping, throws it up.
And there's Giroux right there again, though. Very long arms, gets a piece of that shot.
Jones to Brown. Brown from deep. The hot streak has ended for him. He grabs the foul there on Anderson. It's going to be A's ball on the sideline.
Brown 2 of 3, or now 2 of 4 from the three-point line. 4 of 7 though from the field goals in general. Excuse me. Still has 10 points on the day.
Big substitution change. Almost a full lineup change here for the Orangeville A's. Rick Bodiford, Raleigh Jefferson, and Alex Johnson, come back onto the floor for this A's team. Bodiford just doing some stretches there in the corner. I don't know if you can see from where you're at, but he's just getting ready to get started. One of those guys that, if he lights up for tonight, it's not even going to be a question of who's going to take home this game.
No, absolutely not. I mean, every single player on this roster, the Orangeville A's, they've had their games, they've had their moments where, they've been that mismatch, and that's the sign of a team that's got a lot of different weapons, a lot of different chemistry going on here. But we'll see who goes off tonight.
Justin Moss now back to the basket. He's got 2 guys guarding him. Nastic, another one from deep. That one just rims out, and it's going to be Jones who brings it up now for Windsor.
I'm not mad at that shot necessarily. If they're not going to guard him out there and he's got the confidence to take it, then take the shot.
Brown drives, pulls up for the mid-range jumpy. It's good for 2 points now. Only a 1-point game. The Orangeville A's lead 36-35 heading into the 8:30 mark. Jefferson at the 45. Looks to drive middle. Here he is on the left-hand side. A beautiful finish for number 24.
That's a great finish there. That's the first time we've actually seen someone from the Orangeville A's successfully take it to the basket in a half-court offense. Great finish by Jefferson with his left hand.
Here's Thomas now looking to back down the Orangeville A's. A little hook shot is good to take the lead back to just one point.
Thomas, he's got such a wide body there. It's tough to get around him, especially when he's backing into you like that. Nice little hook shot there, showing the finesse from the big man. Here's Nastic. Just gonna see if he's gonna get some revenge here, if you will.
He's blocked. Justin Moss picks it up, 2 seconds on the shot clock, and he sinks it for 2.
You see Justin Moss, he's retaped that hand after coming off the bench, and it doesn't seem to be slowing him down anymore, Kelsey.
Thomas out to Jones. Jones chucks it from deep, nothing but net.
You just can't afford to leave those open threes again, Kelsey. That's been the Achilles heel of the Orangeville A's so far in this game.
And takes away their lead with that one. It's now 40-40, 7-15. Justin Moss, a little rock in the cradle there, gets it out to Alex Johnson. He pulls up for the mid-range, rattles out as Warren Ward is looking to go coast to coast now. Dishes off to Brown. Brown finds Giroux wide open underneath. Here's Ward now from the 45. It's good for 3. They take the lead now, 43-40.
Kelsey, the Windsor Express are shooting 60% from the three-point line so far in this game. It's incredible, 6 of 10. And they're just getting those open looks.
Nastich, mid-range, good.
Nastich, though, trying to keep pace. The big man, if you leave him open, he's going to stay comfortable and keep shooting those shots every single time. A lot of offense in this game, Kelsey.
Speaking of offense, the guy who's had quite a start to his game so far, Brown, is up top. Right into the hands of Rick Bodiford. Bodiford goes all the way, sinks it to take the lead back, 44-43.
And that's so important there. If you're the one holding the ball on those fast breaks, you have to know exactly where the man is. As soon as you get into that red area, if you've seen that he hasn't stepped to you by now, it's time to take it right to the basket yourself. Great decision by Bodiford.
Here's Ward now. He's been calling for the foul all game. Finally gets it. He's going to go to the line now for 2. That foul goes to Rick Bodiford.
That's an easy foul call there, Kelsey. Hands clearly on the arms. Shot goes up. Bodiford's trying to figure out what happened. He thinks he got more ball than hand, but I think it was pretty easy to see. And Ward, of course, being the veteran that he is, able to, a pretty good, I wouldn't call it a sell job because I do think it was a foul, but it was a great way to just let everyone know, hey, that's a foul, and the referee is obliged.
The Orangeville A's call a timeout now, 44-43. They lead the way with 5 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll be right back. Warren Ward nails the first one here. Ward, the Ottawa U graduate, in his last year averaged 17 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists. It goes on and on and on, an absolute stud. Played in Germany for a while, Mississauga Power, back in France, and then London Lightning just last year where he averaged 10.7 rebounds and was a Canadian Player of the Year.
Warren Ward, once again, he's coming from one of the best basketball programs in the country as well, the Ottawa GGs. And you can see based off of his performance and everything that you just mentioned, Kelsey, he's a very talented player. Happy to have him in the league.
Duncan gets it in to Patillo. Patillo finds Quinnell Brown underneath. He's going to be fouled, and that one is going to go to Slim McGee.
And I just one thing you want to look at right there is Slim McGee. That's his, I guess you could say his one weakness is that he is a block-happy type of player because that's what he does best is block shots. But he really, as a coach,
yeah, you got to take the good and the bad with shot blockers.
Right, and when you see a pass like that happen, you really, all McGee necessarily had to do was just get right in front of him, put his hands up, and use his length there. Unfortunately, he chose to try and go for the big block right away. It's one thing, he's still a younger player, though. He's got time to work on those skills. There are more than one way to skin a cat, if you will. There's Johnson bringing it up.
Relier Jefferson at the 45. Drives baseline, dishes to Johnson. Johnson resets, drives left, puts it up off the glass with contact on every end. He connects now for another 2 points. The Orangeville A's now just trailing, by 1 point, heading into the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Patillo drives up and under, no good. Justin Moss rebounds.
Good attempt there, but just too many pink shirts in the way, McGee and Moss. You're not going to have much success trying to go up against those two at the same time.
Jefferson from the top, just short. A big rebound now for Patillo.
One thing I'm liking, though, there's Rick Botifer constantly trying to crash, trying to create another opportunity. Unfortunately, came up short that time, and now it's Windsor Express ball.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Giroux from up top, just short.
You can tell they drew that one up. He knew exactly where he was.
Waterford wants this one. That one no good, but Jefferson will grab it back from him. They get a new shot clock as he drives and finds Slim McGee underneath Giroux with another block.
Giroux with those long, quick hands. Not even Slim McGee was able to be quick enough and get high enough over him to get that shot off. Giroux's right there.
Warren Ward over to Giroux. Offense a little stagnant right now. Nobody really moving, just watching the guy with the ball try and make something happen as Patillo dishes out to Giroux. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Giroux makes something happen. He scores, and he's going to go to the line for one shot.
That was a great attack by Giroux there, and once again, just using his length to his full advantage there, protecting the ball, keeping it high, finishing at the rim, taking the contact. I mean, what more could you ask from a player? And of course, that's not something you necessarily want to be excited about as a, as we are the Orangeville broadcast team, but that's an impressive feat nonetheless.
And there we go, Quinnell Brown making the lead even bigger, 51-46 as they get the offensive rebound to fall. Here's Slim McGee on the other end with an answer. That's
McGee's bread and butter right there. As soon as he catches the ball, go up. That's his offensive game to a T. Worked perfectly for him there this time. Great penetration by Jefferson.
Patillo knocks one down mid-range right from on top of the foul line. That one brings them to 53 now. 3:18 left on the clock as Johnson turns the corner, gets it to Justin Moss. Moss loses it, hands it to McGee, and then boxes the player out so he has a clean shot, and he capitalizes on that one for good. 2 points, 50-53 now.
Sorry to interrupt there, Kelsey. Just saying one thing you love about Slim McGee is that when you see him have the ball in that situation, he never misses. He almost never misses whatsoever. He's got the, what do you call it?
He's got a good touch underneath.
He's got the great touch. That's the best way. Yeah, that's at a loss for words at the moment.
As we both take a sip of Red Bull.
There we go. Yeah.
It's going to be Windsor ball on the sideline. That foul goes to Relier Jefferson. 2:51 now on the clock left in this first half.
Composure, that's what it was.
There we go.
He's got composure.
Great composure, Slim.
As he now sits on the bench.
Patillo up top. Over to Duncan. An offensive foul here. I think that one's going to go to either Warren Ward. Yeah, that one goes to Warren Ward. He's not happy about that one. Neither is the Windsor coach, as Ryan here is going to watch the replay.
Let's take a quick look. 1 second. Yeah, Ward was grabbing the jersey and dragging Jefferson along with him. Very easy call for the ref to make. Can't grab jerseys, or at least not in front of referees.
Anderson to Jefferson. Jefferson,
ooh, nice
a
move.
Nice move. He goes up for the shot, looking for the foul. No call.
One thing Jefferson should have really done there, though, is an extra dribble right in front of Moss to get that shot off.
Patillo goes up. Justin Moss from behind with the huge block. Moss having a great night tonight here in Orangeville.
Moss, obviously the bandage on his hand isn't really affecting him too much here. Doing a little bit of everything, setting up screens, finishing under the rim, hitting mid-range jumpers.
Warren Ward looking for the call once again. That one doesn't fall. Alex Johnson going 100 miles an hour. Dishes out to Anderson. Anderson to Moss. Moss with the long two. It's good.
Justin Moss. You know, you don't necessarily say this very often as Johnson nearly knocks one out there. Imagine just thinking if we start seeing Justin Moss develop that three-point shot, just taking that extra step out there, how many of those shots could be so big for this team? But nonetheless, you know, we've seen him from last season even where he was working his way in to out, where he was at that half circle and then working out to the foul line. You saw a lot of the times he was making those foul line shots. Now we're seeing him hit a lot more of those high school three-point shots. It's only a matter of time before he starts developing that three-point shot. You know, once that happens, watch out.
Yeah, you always got to remember how young Justin Moss is as well, and how he still has so much development
He'd be
left.
a senior. He'd be a senior in college. Like, you know, he's still got a lot to learn, to your point.
Alex Johnson, a little too wide open, it looked like, misses that one as Duncan kicks it out to Ellenson. Ellenson, pump fake, drives, shows he's not just a shooter, goes for the rebound. There is going to be a foul here, and it's going to go to Ellenson. Orangeville ball on the sideline.
And Ellenson not even arguing with the referee. He knew he grabbed a handful of wrists there as he was trying to go for it. And, you know, as a coach, you're happy to see your shooters be that active on trying to chase down their own rebounds if they know that they lost it. Just unfortunate that time, a little bit too aggressive.
We're under in a minute and a half now in this first half. It's 56-52 for the Windsor Express. Here's Alex Superman Johnson. A little floating jump shot there. That one won't fall. Windsor picks up the board.
Johnson off the rebound there, ward off the face.
That foul is going to go to Justin Moss. Just kind of got his body in the wrong place.
Absolutely. That was a great setup there by Duncan, I believe. Attacking, that's good. Once you get the bigs off their feet like that, I mean, that's the Windsor Express for you. They've got extremely fast guards that aren't afraid to attack no matter who's in front of them. And if they can get you off balance, it's almost a guaranteed foul call every single time.
Duncan nails the first one. Duncan has played at the Windsor Express since 2012. He went to the Halifax Hurricanes for half of that year. Back to the Windsor Express, however, just last year he played 37 minutes a game with a 43% field goal average and 9 assists per game he averaged last year with the Windsor Express.
It's no shock, though, that he attacks the way that he does. He's coming from the basketball courts of Queens, New York. A lot of tough basketball out there.
Tulloch would have been a beautiful finish as Justin Moss nails that one right back in with a soft touch around the rim. Now under a minute left to go.
And Tulloch was one of those few bright spots for the Orangeville A's last game in the fourth quarter when they kind of let it go. He was there.
Offensive foul on Darren Duncan. A great defensive effort there by Alex Johnson.
Duncan trying to figure out what he did there, and I think Johnson told him, and they kind of mutually
give him a pat on the back.
A little pat there and go, okay, that's how it's going.
I love good sportsmanship.
Well, you know, it's funny. It's one thing that we have necessarily noticed a lot in this league. I think a lot of guys are coming to that realization about this league is that we're all in it together.
And it's small, and they can get traded at any time.
Yep.
You don't want to have enemies on, especially a team that you play. I mean, the Orangeville A's played Windsor Express 9 times last season.
Yeah.
9.
And there's not much of a point to it. It's a fantastic shot there by Alex Johnson from about 30 feet out. We're seeing some deep threes today, Kelsey. Guys are confident.
18 seconds now left to go in this first half. The Orangeville A's need a stop on this one to keep the lead only by 1. You don't want any more heading into this second half break. Here's Jones. To Giroux with the jam.
What a find there by Jones. Excellent play to finish off the half.
There we go, at the half. The score is 60-57. The Windsor Express lead the way over the Orangeville A's. Leading the way in scoring for the Orangeville A's with 12 points is Justin Moss, and on the other end, 16 points goes to Quinnell Brown, most of those in that first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely, and we want to see big reason why the Windsor Express have this lead. It looks like there's going to be 2.7 seconds left actually on the clock, and there's going to be a timeout for Windsor. One thing we're seeing right now, Kelsey, though, I mean, 61% from the three-point line by the Windsor Express. They are unconscious, and that is going to be the one thing that the Orangeville A's are going to need to remedy going into this halftime break. they allowed the Windsor Express way too many open looks on the three-point line. Guys got comfortable, and honestly, shooting is contagious. When you see one guy getting open and starting to hit those shots, other guys want to get involved in it as well. And once guys start coming out and breaking open and having to start guard the perimeter like they have, it becomes a much easier game for guys to attack to the basket and find them on the inside, as we did see right there with Giroux, as Jones was able to get a fantastic pass to him on the inside.
Another thing here is they lead by 3 points now with 2.7 seconds left to go in this first half. The team fouls are 9 and 9 for both these teams. However, the free throw percentage, there's a big discrepancy. The Orangeville A's shooting at 66.6%, whereas the Windsor Express 83.3%.
And that could be the difference, right? And we're looking at it one more time as well. Orangeville A, something that they're known for is their free throw shooting. They're ranked second in the league in team free throw shooting, yet they've only gotten to the line 6 times, as you said. Like, they've got to start trying to play a little bit more towards their game and start, like I said, protecting on defense a little bit more consistently.
The other stat that I think is interesting heading into this halftime break, I'm skipping ahead 2.7 seconds, but the offensive rebounds for both teams are pretty similar, 7 and 6. However, second chance points almost double for the Windsor Express over the Orangeville A's, 10-5.
Yep, it's once again one of those things where guys are converting off of those rebounds. They're converting off of those second chance opportunities. And when you have a team that's capable of doing that consistently and is beating you to the punch like that, it's going to be a tough game.
Ellenson chucks it up from the 3. That one no good. So it will end with the same score, 62-57. Guys, we'll be right back after this halftime break.
Enjoy.
Welcome back to A's TV. You are tuned in now for second half action. The Orangeville A's are trailing right now 62-57 behind the Windsor Express, who just took the lead at the end of that one. It went back and forth throughout that second quarter, and now we start the third quarter here at Athlete Institute. If you're noticing, you're just tuning in now, they're wearing pink. It's pink night here for Valentine's Day, and their jerseys are cool.
They're very cool, and they're also putting together a little bit of money as well for breast cancer research and awareness. So it's for a good cause, and it's for love, and it's for all those wonderful things that we all strive for in life. Well, at least most of us do. And with that being said, we do have quite the game ahead of us right now, Kelsey. 60-57, tale of two styles of offense right now. Orangeville really doing a fantastic job moving the ball within the paint, getting some easy buckets that have kept them pace, whereas Windsor Express have been absolutely unconscious from the three-point line, shooting 61%, going 8 of 13. And when you shoot the ball like that from the three-point line, very few games you're going to lose. So we'll see if Orangeville can pick up the defense on the perimeter in the second half.
At this point in this game, the Orangeville A's have 22 points in the paint of their 57 total. Here's Patillo out to Duncan. Duncan gets it off just in time. 3 points now, 63-57.
Unbelievable, Kelsey, when you think of the fact that the Windsor Express, that is the third time that they have done that in this game. And that is, I can imagine, I believe that was how they kicked off this game as well. A three-pointer with 1 second left on the shot clock, and now they started off in the second half doing the exact same thing. Orangeville's got to try and limit these. They're playing great defense right up until the end.
For 23 seconds.
Yeah, they're playing great defense for 23 seconds.
Here's Bodiford now, over to Moss. Moss, the mid-range. His mid-range has been spectacular so far in this game. He doesn't let up heading into this third.
We're really starting to see some vintage Justin Moss here today, Kelsey. This is a guy that we haven't necessarily seen go off offensively a lot lately, with Relier Hollis Jefferson taking care of most of the scoring. But in this game, they've called on his number a number of times, and he's delivered.
I love vintage Justin Moss. As Giroux nails a long two.
There it is. That might as well have been a three. Once again, a lack of protection on the perimeter. Open shots here.
Moss goes up, can't get it to fall, but that foul will go to Warren Ward as Moss heads to the charity stripe for 2 shots.
I definitely don't want to beat a dead horse, Kelsey, but once again, we're seeing the Orangeville A's, for the most part of this game, trading threes with twos and attacks at the rim. And once again, though, we've still not seen a lot of trips to the free throw line, so that's a little bit comforting to see Moss here as he's turned himself, as he makes his first one, as one of the better free throw shooting players on this team.
Shooting 100% so far tonight from the foul line. Here's Justin Moss's second attempt.
And keep in mind, this is only his first trip to the line.
For a player who almost makes a living at the line, to have the first time at the line now in the third period or third quarter is a bit strange.
It is strange when you consider the fact that a lot of the time when Justin Moss has a 15, 20-point night, usually half of those points at least come from the foul line.
Patillo goes up, Giroux cleans it up now. They take a 6-point lead heading into 10-20 in the third.
And that's just a breakdown in communication. You got 2 players going for the block, leaving somebody wide open for an easy layup.
Moss now back to the basket, looking to take on Quinnell Brown. It looked like it could have been a travel there, but it's going to be a foul call, and Moss will go to the line now again for the second time in just a minute, in less than a minute actually. Brian, we were talking about how he's not getting the line so far tonight, and he's proven us wrong here 2 times in 1 minute to start this third quarter.
Yeah, I feel like if you're looking at it from the other angle, most likely, we didn't have the angle from here, but it looked like he may have grabbed the jersey, and that's the reason why Moss tripped. But once again, you know, the importance of Moss kind of getting back to his basics here. He's been the focal point of the offense in this game for the Orangeville A's, and they've made a conscious decision to keep feeding him the ball to see if he can keep the Orangeville A's in this game, as they now find themselves down by 5. Make it 4.
Moss now 100% still from the line, 4 for 4 as we head in now to the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. Patillo up top finds Quinnell Brown. There's a big block by Relier Jefferson, but he's going to be called for the foul. Brown will go to the line for 2.
Once again, we're seeing a lot of reaching on defense, but when a team is shooting as hot from the field as the Windsor Express are, you just automatically start trying to block every single shot that goes up. You can't afford to give them any clean looks anywhere on the floor right now as Brown sinks his first free throw. And you take into consideration that Brown has done as extremely well as he has so far in this game. He's a must guard.
Brown, the Auburn graduate, where he averaged 12.7 points. There's Botello going up for it, and Brown trying to get the rebound, but it's knocked out of bounds. In 2012, Brown played for the Halifax Hurricanes before moving to the Windsor Express in 2013. He's been there now 2 years. This will be his 3rd season with Windsor.
It's one thing you see, there's a few guys here on this Windsor team that have stuck around for a while. It's a very good community when it comes to sports. Big block there.
Giroux, another block to add to his stat line. Johnson just making his way back on defense now. Here's Brown, over to Patillo. Juan Patillo goes up, Justin Moss cleans it up, 9:35 left to go in the 3rd.
Good defense by Nastich there.
Moss goes up and under, splits the defenders under the basket. No call underneath, 15 seconds on the shot clock.
I gotta say this, Kelsey, one thing I haven't been seeing very consistently from the Orangeville A's in the last 2 games has been the ability to protect the ball going into the paint. They've had a number knocked loose almost every time they've went.
Justin Moss has been working on his mid-range game, and it is apparent as Alex Johnson steals the ball. Here's Justin Moss now getting it back over to Johnson in the corner.
What a play there by Johnson, hustle play. We saw him make that play earlier, but not able to keep it in bounds. This time he does so, and he makes the Windsor Express pay for not paying attention.
Here's Duncan, drives left, dishes to Patillo. Patillo, a little pump fake. Over to Giroux in the corner. Giroux drives middle, a step back. It's good with 1 second on the shot clock.
That's a tough matchup for Nastich. Giroux looking at about 6'10", but he's so lanky, so quick, almost a Kevin Durant-esque kind of build.
And he's a guard. It's hard for a big guy to guard someone who's so quick and so agile on the move.
Able to create that space.
Johnson drives just short, gets his own offensive rebound. There's a fight for possession now. It's going to be a jump ball called, and this possession is going to go to the Orangeville A's.
Alex Johnson doing exactly what's necessary right now, and he is going at it. He is trying to get his team energized, trying to get them engaged. You see him the first to jump on the floor, first to try and make any of these defensive stops. He's a true point guard in that sense. As you can see, Coach Lazowski now trying to give him some further instructions on what to do next here as Orangeville tries to take the lead possibly on this possession.
Justin Moss to Bodiford. Bodiford drives middle, finds the open lane on the right-hand side, and it's off the glass.
Rick Bodiford, he's just one of those players that's so good at doing just about everything.
Ties the game up with that one, 77. 70-70. It's a tongue twister.
Can be.
Here's Duncan now with the ball at the 45. Looks to drive middle, brings it out now, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Splits the defenders, kicks it out to Quinnell Brown, who lets the defender go by. That one just long.
Just missed. Here's a fast break.
Relier Jefferson loses that one behind his back. Not happy with himself, saying, you know, that's my fault. It was a great pass. It's going to go Windsor Express ball now on the baseline.
Here we go. Orangeville trying to break out, trying to move around. Here's Brown.
Jefferson going to be called with that foul. Brown will go to the line now for 2 shots.
Unfortunately, though, Jefferson not really paying attention. That Brown was ready to go on the wing. A quick pass, and Brown had a look at the basket there. Jefferson had no choice but to foul.
It's Jefferson's 2nd foul of the game with 7 minutes, 43 left in the 3rd quarter.
Quinnell Brown, 17 points on the night. Make that still 17.
They do take the lead, though, 71-70 now. The Orangeville A's have possession. Johnson over to Moss. Moss, he's looking into Nastich. Nastich rims out. That was like slow motion. The crowd started to cheer. He gets it back, and a little hook shot underneath. Over 3 defenders, Ryan. That one brings the lead now to the Orangeville A's by just 1 point.
Nice move and finish by the big man there. You got to see him try and use his body a little bit more consistently now. As you see Giroux, he may not be as tall as Nastich, but his hands, when he reaches his hands all the way up there, he's about the same length as Nastich. So, you know, it's a great basket for him to make and a tough matchup for him overall.
Alex Johnson gets called with the hand check there. 14 seconds now on the shot clock. It is the Windsor Express ball on the sideline. Patillo. And ISO here with Justin Moss. Right just out of his hands. Couldn't get his hand on the other side of the crossover. Here's Jefferson in the corner.
And that's what it's all about there, Kelsey. You give up the good shot for a great shot. And that was a great shot waiting in the corner there for Jefferson, as he's shown many a times that he can knock that shot down. And he gives Orangeville an extend in their lead.
It's been the deadly quarter for any team that's shooting on that side of the court this weekend.
It really has.
Here's Duncan looking to turn the corner. Finds Giroux underneath. It's tipped in by Warren Ward. Now a 2-point game.
More time. Windsor's athleticism under the basket showing off there. These guys, they can get up extremely quick.
It's their second chance points that has put them ahead so far in this game. Yes, they're down 2 right now, but for the second and third quarter, up until this point, they've been ahead, and it's those second chance points that are keeping them in this game, if not giving them the lead.
Absolutely. A combination of second chance points and finding the open man for the 3. Windsor's been playing a very composed game of basketball so far, especially on offense.
Justin Moss now will go to the line for 2 more shots. So far, he is 4 for 4, shooting 100% from the foul line, having quite the third quarter so far. Just to remind everyone of this player, if you're just tuning into your first Orangeville A's game, Justin Moss last year ended the league in 4th in scoring with 19.3 points, 3rd in rebounding with 8.8 a game. Now averaging a double-double this season, one of the best players you'll see in this league.
Absolutely. Give him 20 points on the night right now, and it's only the third quarter, so we'll see just how much more damage he might be able to pull.
There we go. He continues 100% from the foul line tonight. Helps the Orangeville A's bring their lead to 3 points now, 76-73.
Free throw and fields, he's missed a combined 2 shots. There's the big man getting it done.
Thomas, 2 points.
And DeAndre Thomas, once again, using that width that he has, get himself around Nastich. And Nastich chases it for 3.
1, 2, 3 for the 7-foot guy in that pink jersey.
They're going to go back to Thomas.
Thomas looking to pass it out. Jones over to Giroux. Now in the hands of Warren Ward. He's looking for a screen. Turns the corner. Gets it back to Brown now. Brown from 3.
And Quinnell Brown has just continued his slaying of the Orangeville defense so far in this game.
Bodiford looks for the answer just to the left. Brown picks that rebound up.
Not a shot you really expect to see from Bodiford. Too early in the shot clock. No rebounders around him to take it up. That's not something you necessarily want to do, especially when you're only holding a 1-point lead. You don't want to give them the ball back so quickly. There's some great D by Jefferson, though.
Jefferson with the jam.
And that's what it's all about. Orangeville, when they get off and running against this Windsor Express team, they've found success. We'll see if they can keep pushing.
Here's Quinnell Brown. Warren Ward now up top for the Windsor Express. Drives left. Great defense there by Jefferson as they kick it out to Jones. Jones, nothing but net.
And once again, we're seeing as guys are collapsing in, there's a wide open shot at the 3-point line almost every single time, and Windsor's been exploiting that to perfection, and it's why the game is still tied.
Johnson out to Bodiford. Bodiford drives baseline, gets it to Nastich. Over to Moss, back to Nastich, a little give and go for the mid-range. I've been saying mid-range a whole lot this game, but I mean, these two guys have been connecting from that, 12 to 15-foot jump shot.
Absolutely, and Windsor really, they've defensively, you can just see, they're just daring them to shoot the ball from there. They'd rather have them try and shoot those mid-range jump shots than give up a 3 or anything at the basket, but Orangeville just keeps knocking them down.
Giroux, a 3-point attempt is unsuccessful. Thomas gets that rebound. He goes up. He will get it to fall. Plus, he'll go to the charity stripe. Now for one, that foul goes to Stefan Nastic.
Nastic there getting kind of caught loose on his feet. What I mean by loose on his feet for people at home is that he still kind of was on his tippy toes as Thomas was still making his moves into him. And as soon as Thomas was able to kind of knock him off balance, Nastic had no choice but to try and go up for the block there. And unfortunately, though, it was too little too late. Great finish by Thomas under the rim.
Tie game now, just under 4 minutes left to go in the third, 83-83. We'll be right back after the timeout. Welcome back to third quarter action. We're coming back into a foul shot now. DeAndre Thomas has one shot at the line after getting that and one to drop versus a ton of body contact down there in the paint. Again, it's a tie game, 83-83, under 4 minutes left to go in the third.
Thomas out of Robert Morris, well-known basketball school in the NCAA. A couple of tournament berths. Thomas is putting in work today.
Here's Tipping now, coming back onto the floor. A nice little dime to Jay Moss, who gets it into Nastic now. Turns around, it just rattles out as Ward picks up the board.
Nastic, unfortunately, there got caught off balance as he was turning around. By that time, he had no choice but to put it up. There was no one around him to pass the ball off to. Ends up being a tough shot.
Here's Quinnell Brown finding his spot. And a great putback by Gennard Giroux.
Giroux's just showing just how explosive he is. He's at a number of those baskets, just right under the rim, just goes up so quickly and so effortlessly. It's tough to block.
Here's Wiggins now, pulls up from beyond the three. That one, nothing but air, as the other Canadian on the floor picks up the rebound. Here he is now, looking to show Wiggins how it's done. 3-ball for Warren Ward.
There it is, a good timeout.
Coming in now for Windsor is Wally Ellenson, a guy that we've talked about a few times here. He was a two-sport athlete at university, holds records still at Marquette for high jump, and the brother of Henry Ellison, now on the Pistons. At this timeout, the Windsor Express lead the way 89-83. We'll be right back. Welcome back now The Windsor Express have gone on a 6-0 run in the last minute of this matchup. Here's Anderson now for the home pink team. Slim McGee down to Moss. 10 seconds on the shot clock as Moss tries to back down Giroux. A little spin move. He goes up, rattles around a few times, and it's good to bring the team to 85.
How many times have we seen Justin Moss make that shot? I mean, once again, Giroux, arguably the best defender on the floor right now. To make a shot like that over him with a hand in your face, very impressive.
Warren Ward. Fade away, no good. Moss cleans up.
Moss. And that's what they're going to need. They're going to need Moss to keep it going here.
Nick Wiggins, toe on the line. The long two is a bit too strong.
Wiggins got the space there, but once again, the importance of awareness of knowing where you are on the floor. If you're going to take that shot, you might as well have your feet behind the line.
Maurice Jones now from the high school three. Just short. Warren Ward grabs the ball for a reset for this Express team.
Ellenson there trying with the putback slam there, but just a little too late.
Here's Thomas now. Spins around, lays it in, nothing but net. 1:30 left to go in the third. Giroux, you talked about his defense, and there you go, a highlight reel for him as well as he gets the dunk on the other end.
Giroux, when you've got a guy that can get up that quickly at 6'10", very few people are going to block him. You need to just probably get out of the way.
Here's Wiggins now on the 45. Gets it over to Moss. Moss has been unbeatable in this 15 range shot so far tonight. Moss drops another one.
One thing I want to bring up here, Kelsey, though, is that look at where he's receiving that ball as there's an attempted block. Jones gets hit with the foul. He's going to go to the line for two. But Kelsey, really quickly, you know, look exactly where Justin Moss is catching these passes. He's catching it right in the middle of his chest. His teammates are doing an excellent job of making sure that he doesn't have to fumble around with the ball or adjust his mechanics. He can easily just catch it and shoot it every single time. And kudos to his teammates for finding him every single time and getting that easy shot up. And you know this better than most as a shooter, a former shooter in the OUA, how difficult it can be when the passes aren't as crisp or as clean when you're trying to get those shots off.
Yeah, no, Justin Moss has been getting some just dime passes by his teammates so far in this game as Maurice Jones nails the foul shots, now 95-87. Jones still holds records in the freshman level with steals in a season, 69 steals in his first year.
That's right, and that was for USC too, wasn't it, for the Trojans? That's the same school that a certain Raptor played for as well. DeMar DeRozan.
Speaking of Canadian teams and Canadian players, Jamison Tipping misses that shot. It's brought down by Juan Patillo.
Just a bit of a late run. Then there's a hit there as Ellenson tried to... Ellenson cleaned up his... I'm sorry, I was trying to catch my voice there. Ellenson stopping for a moment there, and Tipping just kept going. Knocks him to the ground. Not exactly... I don't know. I don't think that was intentional at all, but it's a tough foul to take.
Tulloch is going to make his way onto the floor now. The Orangeville A's have 3 Canadians on the court. Love to see this in a Canadian league. As Patillo over to Ellenson now. Tries to get it inside to DeAndre Thomas. Thomas, a big body down low. There's going to be a foul called, and he's going to go to the line once again for 2 shots.
One thing I want to bring up, Kelsey, very quickly, watching that play again, is Thomas able to seal out Tulloch on the inside. Either he sealed him out or Tulloch wanted to gamble and see if he could try and come around for the block when Thomas made that spin move. But unfortunately, because Thomas is as wide as he is, he's able to create that separation on any defender when he does that spin move, and it becomes so much more difficult trying to reach over his shoulder and block that shot that almost every single time you're going to foul Thomas when he goes up for that.
Or he's going to make it.
Or he's going to, absolutely. Yes, even guys, we've even seen it against guys like Nastich who have a considerably longer wingspan than Tulloch, standing at a true 7 foot. I mean, if those guys can't reach over, I don't think Tulloch should be trying to play with fire with that. He should just be trying to back him up, play him straight up, and wait for the help.
Tulloch grabs a huge board there. 28 seconds left to go in the third. There's about a 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, so the Orangeville A's going to need to get a shot off during this shot clock. Here we go, Jamison Tipping, and an easy bucket. Makes it look simple as he pulls up at the dunking spot for a jumpy.
Jamison Tipping right now, shooting 3 for 7 from the field, but every shot he's made has looked so smooth.
Here's Warren Ward now, 2 seconds left to go. Nothing but net to end the third. It is a 10-point lead, the biggest lead that any team has had in this game so far, 99-89. The Windsor Express lead the way over the Orangeville A's.
Warren Ward now, give him 13 on the night. You cannot allow him to get hot as well when you already have Cornell Brown doing what he's doing. And that's the one thing people have forgotten about here in this game maybe, is the fact that if Ward gets going now with this 10-point lead, Windsor's got a very good chance at closing this game out. Orangeville, they're going to need to bring it defense-wise in this fourth quarter.
Leading the way now, heading into the last quarter for the Orangeville A's, Justin Moss has 25, Cornell Brown 21. Guys will be back in just a few seconds. Fourth quarter action now here on A's TV. Doesn't get better than this. Love the fourth quarter. Favorite quarter of the game. 10-point lead right now the Windsor Express have over the Orangeville A's. Here's Ellenson over to Ward. Ward had the hot hand to end the third. It wouldn't continue right now in the fourth, but the Windsor Express gets the reset shot clock. Now 19 seconds left to go in their offensive possession. Here's Patillo. Goes up and under for the basket plus the foul.
Windsor Express picking up right where they left off in that third quarter. Really fantastic play to kick it off, getting a wide open three for Ward. And because of the double stack screen there on the wing, there was really no one around to get that rebound, giving Windsor the extra chance. And when you have a team that's converting on their offense and working hard the way that they have, as Ellenson finally gets one on the rim but still can't put it down.
It's not a lack of jumping, though, as we've learned.
Yes, that's certainly not.
Here's Willier Jefferson. Can't get it to fall. Now Maurice Jones. Over to Ward. Ward back to Jones. He drives left. Pulls it back out, though. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They've already hit the 100 mark here with 11 minutes to go left in the game. Here's Ellenson. Goes up, blocked by Tulloch.
Ellenson didn't look like he fully decided on what he wanted to do there.
Tipping with the quick release three. It's just off the back rim, but it's picked up by Slim McGee. Lost once again. A big steal by Maurice Jones. Gets it to Ellenson, but there's going to be a foul here on Alex Johnson.
That's a very good foul by Johnson, recognizing that there were no there were no pink shirts between the black shirts and the net, and decided, let me just get this foul here and prevent these easy 2 buckets. I got fouls to give, and because of that, Windsor's going to have to now earn it in a 24-second offense, or 22-second, excuse me.
Ellenson now on the sideline for the Windsor Express. Looks like Jamison Tipping might have to come out of the game. There might be blood or something. I think there's a little bit of blood on his arm.
Yeah, he was going for the ball there in that corner, fighting it out with Jones.
There you go. So he'll have to get cleaned up. It's just a rule in basketball. Can't have any blood or open wounds. Oh, yeah, I can see the cut from here, just right over kind of the inside of his elbow. There's a big gash there. So the trainer will just clean him up. I'm sure he'll be right back on as DeAndre Thomas looks to back up Slim McGee. McGee called for the foul on that one.
I don't necessarily know where I see the foul on that one there, especially if DeAndre is the one initiating the contact, but unfortunately the refs will call that from time to time. Looks like there was maybe too much leaning going on there in the post.
Ellenson out to Jones. 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Here's Jones. drives left, loses it, and McGee right over his head just grabs it in the air.
Absolutely, and you can see there that Jones wasn't trying to shoot it. He was looking for an option there, but just ran out of space.
Jefferson gets his man in the air. Warren Ward will be charged with that foul as Jefferson goes to the line now for 2 shots.
What's one thing we're seeing here is a combination of discipline on defense by the Windsor Express and a lack of attacking the rim for the Orangeville A's, and that's the reason why Orangeville, a team so well known for their high free throw shooting percentage as a team, has only made it to the line for the 13th and 14th time here. I mean, we have games where we've seen Justin Moss go to the line 14, 15
By
times.
himself, yeah.
Exactly, and you know, that's been one part of their game that they've been missing, and for what it's worth, they have been hitting those mid-range jumpers for the most part, but at the end of the day, if you're trying to play catch-up to a team that's shooting 63% from the three-point line, you're going to need to start getting some and ones and some long-range shots to drop.
Those foul shots bring Jefferson's total scores now in the double digits. He's got 10 points on the night. Still a 10-point lead for the Windsor Express heading into the 10-minute mark in the fourth. I wanted to see how many times I could fit the word 10 into one sentence. I got 3. There's going to be a foul called here. It's going to be Orangeville A's ball on the baseline.
And you can see the frustration is setting in as a lot of the Orangeville players thought the foul was on them.
Yeah, it is on them.
Oh, it is. Well, there you
we
go.
Were
You can see the
too.
frustration. Yeah.
So that foul is actually going to go to an Orangeville A's. It's going to be Windsor Express ball on the baseline. Looks like the referees getting together to see what the shot clock should be, if it's going to be 24 or 14.
Once again, you see the frustration starting to set in as the A's don't feel like they're able to really get a clean break here on defense and getting into the defensive stops that they so sorely need.
Here's Jones.
Every time, Thomas still doing a fantastic job. He's just been a menace down low for the Orangeville A's right now.
That's going to be McGee's 5th foul as Stefan Nastich comes back onto the floor.
And Nastich has 2 of his own there, Kelsey. So, I mean, once again, I almost could make the argument here that DeAndre Thomas has been the MVP of this second half for the Windsor Express. He's gotten all the bigs. He's gotten a foul off of every single big at least once here from the Orangeville A's roster. And every single time he's had a matchup against them one-on-one, he's cooked them. There's no other way to put it. He's been getting to the line, and if he hasn't been getting to the line, he's been hitting shots, or he's been doing both.
.102.91 now. Thomas nails the second foul shot, bringing it up to 103. A substitution now. Thomas going to take a seat on the bench. Jannard Giroux making his way onto the floor. A good matchup between Nastich and Giroux actually down low. Both very tall, lean guys with those long arms. It's Orangeville possession now. Here's Jake Anderson over to Nastich. Swings it to Jefferson. Jefferson, one step, pulls up just long. Giroux getting in on the action just seconds into his time on the floor now. Grabs the rebound. Here's Jones.
Jefferson, just not his day right now shooting. You can see him kind of laboring and going up on some ill-advised and tougher shots. A lot of the length of Windsor Express here has been on full display in this game. Guys staying with their man every time. There's a block, but once again, there's another foul. And Windsor just keeps getting to the line every time. Even when they miss a shot, they're still getting opportunities to score, Kelsey.
Patillo going to go to the line now for this team. Patillo, one of the newer players on this Windsor Express team, but making a name for himself here. He's got 10 points, 5 assists on the night, including 8 rebounds as well. From the foul line, he's 2 for 3.
And another interesting fact, though, is he actually has the second most amount of shots taken on this team so far in this game. Not bad for a new guy.
And I mean, to have second most shots, he's got 10 points. A couple guys ahead of him right now with 21, 19, 14, 13, 12 points even. He doesn't make that foul shot, so he's going to remain now at 10 points.
There's a big rebound there as well, Kelsey, by Jefferson.
Here's Moss, just loses the ball, but regains it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to stay in the Orangeville A's possession.
And unfortunately, that set there right now has been a bit of a microcosm of this fourth quarter for the Orangeville A's. Just can't get anything going their way to kick off.
Here's Jefferson now, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Anderson. Anderson goes up. There's going to be a foul called. Windsor not happy with that one.
Great effort by Anderson to attack the basket, but once again, Kelsey, we're seeing that anytime a player is attacking the basket, and this is something I've said, we've been seeing this for 2 straight games, is there's been a real lack of being able to protect the basketball going to the rim, as Anderson nearly got stripped by Jones there as he was going up. And once that happens, it's so difficult to regain the ball, try and regain your vision of the rim while a defender's flying at you, and then all the while trying to do that, still trying to score and create at least a foul. But Anderson was able to do it there.
That foul went to Ellenson, Wally Ellenson. That's his second of the night. 15 seconds on the shot clock. The Windsor Express taking their time in this offensive possession. Here's Patillo. Drives on Justin Moss. Kicks out now. Brown on the 45. Sees the open lane on the right-hand side. Great defense there by Jefferson, but a better finish by Brown.
Unbelievable. Jefferson just shaking his head. There's not much more he can do on defense there. Brown is just feeling it tonight. You got to hand it to him.
Johnson for 3.
Johnson. And we've seen him make those shots from time to time when he creates a little bit of space. If I were the A's, I'd keep finding him the ball.
Great defense again there by Alex Johnson. We've continued to say his hustle and heart tonight has been unmatched by anyone else on this floor. Now here's Quinnell Brown. A little spin move, dishes it out to Jannard Giroux. No good with 1 second left to go. Moss tracks that one down.
That's it, Orangeville almost getting burned again at the last second after playing some decent defense.
Johnson drives. A nice little dish to the big man down low. Add another 2 points now to Statchett.
And that's what we're going to see. We're going to need to see more from Nastich. He's got to get big and mean down there. He's got a defender on him who's giving up about 25 to 30 pounds to him. He's got to be able to move him around and get what he wants under the rim if the A's are going to win this game.
Brown drives, dishes. Patillo, nothing but net.
And the deep shooting continues. That was a 2-pointer, but once again, the deep shooting working for Windsor. They have not stopped shooting well this entire game, Kelsey.
Under 7 now left in the game as Jefferson launches from beyond the arc for 3 points. The Orangeville A's now above the 100 mark.
That's a huge basket there. Jefferson, great curl, great catch, very calm, follows through on his motion. Excellent shot.
The Orangeville A's now officially over the 100 mark. Anyone here who has a ticket gets a free appetizer at Soul Live if the Orangeville A's pull this one out in the next 6.5 minutes.
Now here's hoping that they'll be going to Soul Live happy.
Jones with the answer. The crowd not quite as happy with that one, but worth just as many points. They're 110-101 now.
Jones at that point, not much else you could do about that.
Anderson drives, dishes into Nastich. It's good for a dunk. It doesn't count, however, but Anderson will take the possession now on the baseline.
Just seems every single time the Orangeville A's offense starts to get rolling, it's either a stop and play or a turnover or an ill-advised shot that kind of knocks them off their momentum again. The A's really need to just kind of go on a run here with no whistles or stoppage in between. Otherwise, they're going to have to try and grind it out. Well, absolutely. That's what I mean, though. No more fouling, no more unnecessary fouls. Protect the perimeter.
Jefferson between the legs a few times. It's going to be a jump ball possession to the Orangeville A's. There's going to be a 30-second timeout now on the floor. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the game. 110-101. The Windsor Express lead over your Orangeville A's. Welcome back to fourth quarter action. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the game. It is Orangeville ball. Here's Alex Johnson. If it goes, it's good for 3 points. Make that 20 for him on the night as he gets his first start as an Orangeville A.
Alex Johnson, find him the ball right now on every opportunity. Run the offense through him. And the nice thing about it is he's the point guard, so most likely he will.
Here's Duncan now, 9 seconds on the shot clock. They lead by just 6 points now with under 5.5. Duncan throws it up. There's going to be a foul call there.
I didn't see that, Kelsey.
Ryan's got the replay here. He's going to take a look at it. Ryan, interrupt me when you see it here. But Duncan now is going to go to the line for 3 shots, has the opportunity to bring the lead up to 9 points if he nails all 3 of them. 5:20 left to go in the game as Duncan starts his first shot here on the foul line.
Ball doesn't lie there, Kelsey, because I'm looking at the replay, and what that's telling me is that Duncan was the one that threw his hands at his defenders while he was trying to make that pass. Hands were straight up in the air. I don't see where the foul was there. It drives me crazy, though, when you see referees calling it when the offensive player is the one initiating the contact. I feel like it's one of the most overcalled things in basketball, to be honest.
Merrimack is one of those players, though, who knows how to score, and you can see that here with Windsor. You can also see it as he picks up a foul here. You can also see it in his college career. He played for Merrimack College, scored over 2,000 points in his 4 years there.
Very impressive player, very impressive stat line. Alex Johnson there getting bumped.
It's going to be Orangeville A's ball now on the sideline. 14 seconds on the shot clock as Johnson brings it up as the PG for this team gets a screen from Moss. Moss rolls, gets this wide open space now for Bodiford to throw up this floater. That one no good. Bodiford goes for it again, but Patillo keeps it in his possession now. 111-104, under 5 minutes left to go in the game.
There we go, 3-possession game, 3-possession lead.
There's going to be a foul there on Rick Bodiford. Nastich tries to take the charge. There's a no call. Thomas finds himself wide open. He goes to the line now for 2.
That was a great foul decision there by Bodiford. Once the man was down, you have to hack him, and more importantly, you got to hack him hard enough that he's not going to make that shot. Nastich, on the other hand, unfortunately, to be perfectly honest, just couldn't time it properly.
I think his feet also were in the semicircle.
Yeah, when you add in those 2 things, because I honestly saw his feet shuffling when Thomas threw his body
in the semicircle.
Exactly. So when he hit him with that body, Nastich stumbled a step or 2 while he was trying to sell the charge, and unfortunately, when that happens, Thomas played it perfectly. Nastich, though, for what it's worth, a great attempt there.
Thomas is good for the first one, brings his team to 112.
Still a 3-possession game here, though, for the Orangeville A's. They just have to get those stops.
Thomas goes 1 for 2. Bodiford cleans up the board. The Orangeville A's now need to score here, need to get a stop on the other end. It's going to have to start now with 4.5 minutes left to go in the game to recover this. Plus, they're in bonus on the other end. So every foul that they commit now for the rest of the game, the Windsor Express is going to go to the line as Justin Moss does what Jay Moss does best, takes it to the rim, scores it off the glass, and we'll go to the charity stripe now for 1 more. And Ryan, 100% from the line so far this game.
Yes, he is. And once again, we haven't seen this Justin Moss for a while here at the AI Institute, especially when we've had such great play from all of his teammates who've really taken up the offense along with him. Really, this season, he's been able to not be counted on to do all the scoring. But in this game, they're leaning on him heavy right now.
Here's Duncan looking to get it in to the big man down low, who's having quite a quarter for himself. Dishes it out to Patillo. Patillo, nothing but air for that one. Orangeville A's now. It's a huge stop as they come back. They need to capitalize on this stop, put up some points to get closer to this 5-point lead that they're they're trailing by. There we
There's
go.
the foul.
Johnson has 3 shots now as he gets Patillo in the air. He's going to go to the foul line. A great decision by the point guard in the pink jersey.
Absolutely. Johnson with a fantastic move there, staying aggressive, and that's what the Orangeville A's are going to need to continue to do for the rest of this game. Stay aggressive, keep attacking the line. Johnson making good on that one.
Johnson, a very smart point guard and a great addition here for the Orangeville A's when someone like Harris is out injured. He has so much experience, played for the Mississauga Power, the St. John Millrads, Halifax Hurricanes, Windsor Express, and just last year, earlier this year, he was playing in the D-League. Now he's back in the NBL, and you can see why he's been so successful in this league. As he scores another one here, he's got one more shot at the foul line.
And one thing we actually had a chance to talk about on the 3-Man Break podcast of the NBL, topic of conversation, Alex Johnson's name came up, and a lot of guys around the league wondering why he hasn't gotten more opportunities to be the guy at point guard for a lot of these teams around the league. But it seems in Orangeville, he's starting to find his fit here.
Great defense there by both big men for Orangeville as Rick Bodiford gets the breakaway. It doesn't fall, however. And now coming back the other way, it's Windsor Express. 2-on-1. Patillo goes up. Nastich tries to get that charge once again. The ref actually telling him to stand up. Here's Rick Bodiford now on the breakaway. It's good for 2.
Great comeback there. Unfortunately, Nastich, he's just going to have to do a better job selling it. He literally looked like when he went down in slow motion there. If you're going to do that, if you're going to try and get that charge, you got to call it every time and just drop to the floor. But a great finish there by Bodiford. A's still in it.
Warren Ward from 3. Usually his spot there at the 45.
Absolutely.
A rare miss for the Canadian.
But here's that perimeter defense now starting to get up. Guys noticing.
A good opportunity here. Bodiford from the corner could tie it. 14-14 now as Bodiford ties the game with a 3-pointer from the corner.
That's a fantastic job by Alex Johnson finding his teammate in the corner by Bodiford. Johnson celebrating, high-fiving some of the fans here at AI. Excellent effort, and the Orangeville A's, thanks to their transition and their adjustments on defense, have now tied this game with 2:37 to go here in the 4th, Kelsey.
It is a tie game here at Athlete Institute. 114-114 as Rick Bodiford nails a long 3 from the left-hand corner with almost no time on the shot clock to tie the game up here now. Windsor ball. Here's Quinnell Brown looking to back up Jefferson. He puts it in for 2 points. It's going to be goaltending. Rick Bodiford puts his hand up. He knows. It's 2 points now for Windsor as Jannard Giroux comes on for DeAndre Thomas.
Rick Bodiford trolling the, I think that was a little bit of a troll move there, just knocking it back out again.
He's not going to let any more baskets go through his rim. Here's Alex Johnson now making his way over half court. Finds himself almost open, kicks it out to Jefferson. Jefferson could have taken the lead with that one. Fight for possession here. Quinnell Brown comes down with it against Justin Moss in the full court. Justin Moss, defense.
Unfortunately, Justin Moss still a power forward going up against the shooting guard, so sometimes that'll happen to you.
Lost that battle, but still no points scored for the Windsor Express. They're leading by 2 right now. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
There it is.
Big steal by Bodiford. Bodiford goes up for the jam.
Rick Bodiford, that's about the 3rd time we've seen him in this game. Jump those passes coming back up to the point guard for an easy dunk. And Rick Bodiford, he has been so clutch for this team during this game. Whenever they've needed a big shot from him, he's risen to the occasion. 2nd
time he's tied it up here now. He tied it up at 114. He ties it up again here with a jam at 116. And now another almost steal for the Orangeville A's. It's knocked out of bounds with only 4 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Windsor Express makes another substitution. DeAndre Thomas on for Jannard Giroux.
He's going back into the game. And Thomas,
looks like an offense-defense kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Thomas coming on for the offense. Jannard Giroux coming on with those long limbs to get those blocks on the defensive end.
Absolutely. Well said, Kelsey. It's a very good observation. One thing we're also starting to see here is Windsor constantly playing with fire as Ward lets it go and drains it, of course. Warren Ward, who else?
Got to put a hand up in Ward's face. Doesn't matter how much time is left on the shot clock. He's got that quick release and almost perfect from the line almost every game. So now here's Jefferson. Gets the 2 to fall, plus he'll go to the line for one more. Has the chance to tie it up again for this Orangeville A's team. Less than a minute now on the clock.
That's an incredible move there by Raleigh Jefferson, just willing his way to the basket, takes the hack, finishes. Your legs are a little bit heavy. Your head's a little bit queasy because you've been running back and forth in such a high-intensity game. And to be able to have the wherewithal to finish at the rim like that is huge for the Orangeville A's, and even more huge knocking down that foul shot.
Both teams in bonus now, 119-119. Under a minute to go in the game. It is an absolutely incredible atmosphere here at Athlete Institute. I'm sad you can't be here, everyone who's tuning in, but I'm glad you are here watching as Warren Ward sinks another one to bring the lead up now by 2. 30 seconds on the clock.
Ward does not want to lose this game.
And neither does Alex Johnson as he goes up against Duncan. Darren Duncan going to get that foul. Alex Johnson now to the line for 2 shots.
Darren Duncan convinced he didn't do anything there. Referee, that call could go either way. Excellent work by Johnson, though, to stay aggressive, keep attacking the basket, recognizing that the referees are calling as much as they are right now. And when the refs are calling those kind of plays, you've got to make it happen every time.
But Johnson, the first ever Canadian to be drafted first overall in this NBL Canada League, shows why he has that title. He goes to the line, a beautiful move down the left-hand lane, gets him the bucket, or gets him the foul, for another 2 shots to tie the game up once again at 121. First one is good for the PG of the Orangeville A's with 25.1 seconds left to go in the game. There we go, another tie game here at Athlete Institute.
That is clutch, that is clutch. Here we go, this run up the floor
There's
could decide it.
There's about a 1.5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, so the Orangeville A's either need to get a stop here or a steal, and it could go into overtime if it goes to the last second, Ryan.
They've gotten this close. They'll see if they can get that final stop.
5 seconds on the shot clock. No foul called. Here's Jefferson now from half court. It could do it, but it's just short. This game will have another 5 minutes of action here, Ryan.
What a finish to the 4th quarter. The Orangeville A's battle back from a 12-point deficit and they handle Warren Ward's excellence of execution there in the final minute, making a couple of huge shots for the Windsor Express to keep them ahead, but it was all for naught as Orangeville, specifically Alex Johnson, and his constant attacking the basket. Relir Hollis Jefferson finishing at the basket with an and one, and the Orangeville A's doing what they do best, and that is scoring at the free throw line, getting themselves to the line, finishing. They're 19 of 22 from the field today, whereas the Windsor Express are 20 for 30. And that is the difference right now, ladies and gentlemen. That is the difference, the free throw line.
Yeah, we talked earlier, heading into the fourth quarter, the free throw shooting was the exact opposite, actually. It was the Orangeville A's shooting in the 60s, the Windsor Express shooting in the 80s.
And not getting to the line as well, Kelsey.
There we go. And looking at it right now, 22 and 30 attempts, Windsor Express 30, Orangeville A's 20, and you take a look at the percentage. The Orangeville A's went from a 63% shooting at the foul line to now an 86, and you can see the difference. They were down 12. Now it's a tied game heading into overtime.
What a difference. And then also when you add in the fact that they're working points off turnover, the Orangeville A's 21-3. And what does that say? That means that even despite the fact that they had some difficulty guarding that perimeter and they've given up a lot of easy shots from the three-point line from the Windsor Express, whenever the Express have tried to make that pass back up to the point guard from the post, Rick Bodiford or Relir Jefferson or any of those other players have managed to get a hand on it and get into the fast break. And because of that, really, that's a big reason why Orangeville is also heading to overtime right now.
That's why they're heading into overtime, and the reason that the Windsor Express have been able to not give that lead up quite as much. If we let the stats, take a look at the stats quickly right here, it's the second chance points that is keeping Windsor in this game. 33 second chance points, Orangeville only 9.
And that's it right there, second chance opportunities. If Orangeville can limit those and keep finishing at the rim, they're going to walk away with the win here tonight.
The Orangeville A's have the momentum right now heading into the 5 minutes of overtime as Alex Johnson goes up. Nothing but air on that one. He was a little bit scared, it looked like, of getting blocked by Giroux.
Not just that, though. You're trying to go up against 2-3 black shirts at a time. I know he's Superman, but he does have teammates.
Warren Ward has had the hot hand, and it hasn't been put out yet. Another 3 for the Canadian.
Warren Ward going off in this half.
Here's Moss now in the left-hand lane, answering with 2.
They're going to have to find a way to stop Ward as he's going off those screens, catching and shooting every time.
Here's Ward. 4 minutes left to go in the OT. Picks up his dribble, tries to get it into Patillo there. Patillo pulls up from the elbow. That one good for 2 points. The crowd absolutely silent when the Windsor Express put it in.
Fortunately, Orangeville, they've been playing great defense for 20 to 23 seconds, but Windsor just finding a way to get those shots in at the last second. That's been a running story this entire game.
Justin Moss with the overtime slam.
Justin Moss. Classic give and go from Justin Moss, finishing at the rim, showing that he's got more than just pretty hands. He's got big, powerful ones too, slamming it down there.
Just over 3:10 left to go in the OT. Duncan gets it to Giroux. Giroux, a jam of his own.
Giroux taking off from outside the red paint there. Unfortunately, we said this before, if you catch him like that, you're going to have no choice to either foul him or get out of the way.
Giroux going to be called with the foul there.
That's it.
Nastich going to go to the line now. Both teams in bonus. It stays for the overtime. So, yes, every foul that's ever called left in this game, including overtime, double overtime if it goes into it, there's going to be foul shots.
Absolutely. And once again, nasty Nastich. That's exactly what you need to see him do consistently in the paint. If he's got Giroux on him, he's got to move him around. He's got to shove him. He's got to get Giroux frustrated physically so that he can continue to keep getting those fouls.
First one's good for Nastich.
Nastich, the Canadian.
Give him 18 points on the night so far.
He's a smart bugger, too. He's coming from right out of Stanford University. He knows what he needs to do. And he got the job done there in that offensive set.
But because of Warren Ward's three-pointer earlier in this overtime, they still lead by 1 point. Even though it is going back and forth, the Orangeville A's settling with the twos. the Windsor Express have that 3.
I think one thing there is you see a great turnover. Johnson with it. One thing you're happy to see, though, you're not seeing Orangeville force the 3s. If it's an open 3, most likely they'll take it. But they're just trying to work with what works here.
Nastic releases from the 3. It's just long. Quinnell Brown off of the shoulder of Justin Moss. It's going to go right out of bounds. Windsor Express ball on the baseline.
And I'm going to say this really quickly, Kelsey. As frustrating as it might be for some fans to see Nastic take that 3, I'm okay with that 3 for the simple fact that you got 2 extremely athletic players under the basket ready for the rebound in Jefferson and Moss. And when you add in the fact that there really wasn't another option outside for that pass, and they left him wide open, Nastic has shown he can hit that shot. There's nothing wrong with taking it.
Duncan looking to get it inside to DeAndre Thomas. Here's the big man now looking to back up. The hook shot is good.
Thomas, what a finish there over the 7-footer. He's showing off his touch in every way with both hands in this game.
Rick Bodiford, a little hesitation. He goes up and under. That one won't fall. Now it's a 3-point game. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the OT. Quinnell Brown finds himself wide open on the 2-on-1.
Fortunately there, Bodiford, when he was attacking the rim, decides to do a little hezzy at the last second, and I think that's kind of what knocked him off balance. Got to try and just go straight to the rim if he can, otherwise pass it off.
Here's Alex Johnson over to Moss. Moss finds an open Jefferson. Jefferson goes up on the left-hand side. That foul goes to DeAndre Thomas.
And there's Jefferson doing exactly what Bodiford should have done a play earlier, because if you haven't noticed, when you go straight to the rim and you're trying to score every single time consistently, they've been getting the calls. So don't forget that when you're attacking the basket. Jefferson didn't, and that's why he's going to the line.
That was a great slash by the Temple University graduate. The Philly native picks up one more point for the Orangeville A's. It's now 132, 128, 132 left to go in this overtime.
Oh, how about that, 132 with 132?
I'm sure the Orangeville A's aren't seeing the comedy in that one.
No.
They're still trailing 132 to 129, guys. We'll be right back after the timeout. Overtime action here at Athlete Institute. It is Windsor Express ball. They lead the way right now, 132 to 129. Both teams in the bonus. They're looking now to extend their lead. The Orangeville A's need a stop here. 132 left to go. Here's Darren Duncan up top.
Here's Ward off the screen again, but no chance there to get the shot off. Great defense by Johnson, delaying Duncan's pass.
The big man now, Thomas underneath. He's been fire so far in this overtime and fourth quarter. Jefferson rebounds. No numbers though, 1 on 3, gets it to Bodiford. Bodiford releases it. He knew that one was good.
Rick Bodiford, big finish there. Huge shot.
Bodiford has now tied it up 114. He tied it up at 160. He ties it up again at 132.
You can see him and Ward are jawing at it back and forth. Be interesting to see if they get another shot to face off one more time.
Here's Brown. Could have been called for the travel there. He goes up, no good. Bodiford with the big board. 38 seconds left to go in this overtime.
Wasted opportunity by the Windsor Express there on offense. We'll see if Orangeville can capitalize. Possibly put this one away.
Justin Moss. Up and under. It's good. Finger roll to take the lead. 134-132.
One thing I need to point out there, Kelsey. Justin Moss attacking the basket. What was he able to do that Orangeville has been struggling with so much this weekend, protecting the ball as he was going to the rim. And because of that, able to hold on to it and finish at the rim. So important. Such a huge play.
Darren Duncan now. They're going to take the last shot here, I think. 15 seconds left to go in the game. Ryan, whose hands do you want the ball in right now?
Warren Ward, not even close.
There you go.
He is.
He comes off. Goes up for the three. It's good.
And it's Warren Ward. That's Warren Ward. Showing up the crowd.
That's his mom right there. You can tell she's a proud mama as he sinks that one and takes the lead 135-134. Ryan, if you are Coach Lisowski right now in this timeout, what are you drawing up? You need at least 2 points to take this game, 3.2 seconds on the clock.
You've got a number of options here, though, with 4.5 seconds remaining.
Sorry,
you don't necessarily have to. You don't necessarily have to settle for the three-point shot. I would prefer them not to settle for that shot if they don't need to.
They're only down one.
They are only down one, and they've been money from the mid-range this entire game. So you can imagine that, the Windsor is going to be playing them up they're going to be manning up on them and playing right in their grill for the entirety of these final 4 seconds. If I was anyone, honestly, I think I'd try and get the ball to Justin Moss's hands off the high post. If he can work it off of the screen and get a quick shot off, go for it. Otherwise, last case scenario, dish it on the inside corner to Rick Bodiford and let him jack up a three at the last second if they're running out of options.
We saw Bodiford last year. 3 buzzing beater winning game shots. One of them was right here in this facility, in that corner, the left-hand corner, opposite of their bench. Nailed one with 3 seconds left to go in the game. That one won. We saw him take a couple foul shots at the end of the game to win them. We've seen a couple jumpers to win a game. If I'm Lisowski right now, do you trust that veteran leadership, a guy who's done those buzzer beater shots to win games previously, or do you go with someone who has a hot hand right now, like Justin Moss or Jefferson?
Honestly, if I was Lisowski right now, I'd be trusting my own skill playbook, and I'm pretty sure he's drawn something up for these guys, possibly even a quick alley-oop.
It looks like it's going to be for Bodiford. It looks like it could be a little elevator screen here for Bodiford.
Absolutely. Maybe off a roll. See if any of the bigs can get to the rim.
Justin Moss to Johnson now. Johnson pulls up. That one off the glass is no good. The Orangeville A's lose a close overtime game, 135-134. Ryan?
Alex Johnson trying to lean into his opponent. Unfortunately, that's one thing that personally I could never agree with. If the game's on the line, take your best shot. Don't try and gamble on the foul. But that's why I'm in the booth, though, and Alex Johnson's on the floor playing the actual game. And Johnson, I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that one tonight, especially off of trying to get that lean in that contact. But it was great defense by Windsor. The big man got there, able to kind of lean off a little bit and keep keep Johnson from grabbing that foul. Hell of an effort, though, from the Orangeville A's. And what an impressive fourth quarter and overtime from Warren Ward shutting it out. My goodness. I mean, that was one of the best games we've seen all year.
Absolutely. Now at the end again, 135-134, the Orangeville A's lose this one. Leading the way for both teams, though, Justin Moss had 34 points, 24 from Alex Johnson, 19 from Stefan Nastich, and 20 points from Relier Jefferson on the other end with 27 points. Quinnell Brown leads the way. Jernard Giroux with 21. 22 points for Warren Ward to end that one, including the winning bucket, 3-point shot from the Ottawa GG graduate. The next home game is Sunday, February 19th. The Orangeville A's will take on the Halifax Hurricanes. Make sure you come or you tune in. Player of the game for today is Justin Moss. Again, he had a big night here at Athlete Institute.
Absolutely. Well said, Kelsey. And of course, we'll be back at it again. It's the next day now. Orangeville falling to below 500 once again. We'll see if they can work their way out of that. And they're still sitting still sitting second in the conference, though. So it's not all bad. But with all of that being said, the Orangeville A's just on to the next one after a tough loss here against the Windsor Express. And kudos to the Windsor Express. Very impressive effort out here today.
All right, guys, like I said, make sure you tune in February 19th. The Orangeville A's will take on the Halifax Hurricanes here at home. Until next time.
Take care.